During the time my dad was passing, he got diagnosed in a very short amount of time. We learned that he only had 2 weeks left once he got here. And so the whole time, we're kind of just going through the motions of what we need to do. I was afraid. A lot of the time I was just thinking, how am I going to get my mom through this? For me, I've always kind of had my own relationship with God, but I never had that kind of community I could go to. I never really had those people I could talk to about certain things. And I think because I didn't have that, I wasn't seeking a closer relationship with God, because I really had that feeling of, well, if I open this door, I don't know if I can handle it on my own. We heard about life groups just being at church, and it was a part of the announcements. My first thought was, I'm kind of introverted. I don't know if I would do well around a lot of people. That sounds kind of personal. It sounds kind of intrusive. I had heard of Carmen's discipleship class, and I was just kind of entertaining the idea. I told my mom about it, not really thinking that she was gonna be like, oh yeah, let's go, And so I told her, and the day of, honestly, I wasn't gonna go, because I thought, well, I'm gonna go by myself. I don't really want to, And so my mom was like, oh, you said that class was today, right? Are you going? Let's go. And I was like, okay, I guess we're going. So we show up. And from that one class, she referred us to Margie's Healing from Damaged Emotions class. And even though it wasn't a grieving class, I still gained so much freedom from it that took that darkness away from me. But I think the beauty in that was that I was so filled with fear of, how am I going to get my mom through this? And in reality, what he was telling me was, you don't have to. If you could just get there. There's other women in that room who've already gone through what she's gone through, or they're going through what she's going through. And even though we both lost the same person, the way I interpret that loss as a daughter and the way she interprets that loss as a wife is completely different. And so it totally took the pressure off of me. Little by little, I could just really feel just like the light around me, the air around me, everything was getting clearer and brighter. Life didn't feel so heavy. Life didn't feel so dark and confusing or fearful or anything anymore. I start looking at all of the things that God has freed me from in just this simple walk of going to a life group and showing up and participating. And it was like, if I only knew before that all I had to do was this, and that's what would break the chains, that's what would lift the heaviness, I would have done this so long ago. And during that time, because I felt such a strong presence, because I felt such a peace and I knew it was him, in my own mind, I never said it out loud, I was like, in my own mind, I was like, Lord, thank you. And for this, I will serve you every day of the rest of my life. And God really just made that way to where all of a sudden I was auditioning, and then now I'm singing on the praise and worship team. That was such a huge blessing that God gave me, to be able to be a part of the praise and worship team and not only sing to my Father, but to my Father. And it was the most special thing. Life groups is really that place where if you could just show up, if you could just get there, you'll be allowing God to shine a light in the dark places of your life through other people. And when you hear other people's stories, you're gonna realize you're not alone. You're not alone, and you don't have to walk through the darkness by yourself. He has all of these light workers, all of these beautiful lights, all of these people that are here willing to help you and light up any part of your life, any area of your life that has darkness. I used to say this all the time, and I still say it. I don't know if I heard it from somewhere, but it stays in my mind. You'll find yourself in rooms you didn't expect to be in, receiving a word that you didn't expect to receive by someone who didn't expect to give it. You know how they say, go expecting, be open to receive, because even if this person thinks they're just talking about their life and it's not really that important, it has the power to transform somebody else's.